This is part two, and we were speaking on that issue about, how it was going on with that whole situation, as they try to control the world that we live in. This is all about. Like I was saying, Mr. Cardi over there, thought he was fooling somebody with misinformation, but it's alleged whether it's mis or not. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, many has been fooled for a long time before and now as well as we speak. But the question still remains is, you know, how did it get this way? So we're still looking at this situation as it is. Now, when we look at other situations based on the corona and its viral vibe, we have to start looking at more than that and who's doing a lot of the talking. So now we see an opening remark by the IMF managing director Kristalina or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and George Georgie or whatever her name is, Vaiza or whatever. I don't know how to pronounce these people's name at a joint press conference, you know what I'm saying, with the World Bank. Group President David Malpass on the coronavirus response. You know what I'm saying? They out there running them lips. You know what I mean? I still tried to ask the question, and I'll ask it again. What did the regular people in the world who just going about washing their clothes and, you know what I'm saying, having a barbecue with some friends, taking the kids to McDonald's and everybody just living life, what did all these people do to these people for them to come up with this type of stuff that they do is a question that I must ask. You know what I'm saying? All that seem to be all the time. And it doesn't make sense that one should have to ask such questions based on any type of understanding when it comes to the world that we live in. We did not do anything to, these people. Times have passed and things, this and that and that. We don't do that anymore. We should be on a more civilized understanding in a scientific group where we're moving into a whole nother plane based on the rule that we know, but not in an evil way. You know what I'm saying? We know that the disease is spreading, as they say. That's what they say, not me. You know what I mean? But he's saying that it's spreading quickly over a third of our memberships in, I guess, this meeting or whatever they've had with the IMF. You know what I'm saying? And spread and affected directly many of their members. Now they're trying to say this is no longer a regional issue. And we go again. It is a global problem calling for a global response. You see what I'm saying? This is where they're trying to bring in that military crap and force everybody to fall under this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? We also know that it will eventually retreat. But if it's going to retreat, then why would you need a global response is the question. But we don't know, how we do not know, we don't know how fast this will happen. So now you're creating a scenario, and you're not letting the naturality work itself out. You see what I'm saying? You're too busy trying to rush this game, and you're giving yourself away. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't see what reason would the IMF have anything to do with this at all, because they ain't no doctors. You know what I mean? I don't know who they are, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? We know that this shock is somewhat, unusual, as it affects, significant elements of both simple and supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because you have a bunch of fools. But anyway, that's your problem. That's their problem. And nobody should be a fool for anyone else. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, what did these people do to you that you would see it that way? You see what I'm saying? So we have to start looking at who's doing the talking, in many forms. Supply will be, distributed due to a more ability and also a morality or whatever they're trying to say, but also a containment effort that restricts mobility and a higher cost do and higher cost doing business due to restriction and supplies, chains and a tightening of credit. Demand also, for demand also um falls due to higher uncertain increase, increase of precautionary behavior, containment efforts and rising financial costs that reduces the ability to spend. All right, these effects will spill over borders, of course, because if you controlling it, then and not doing the right thing, you can more than spill over. You know what I'm saying? You can more than spill over into borders. Experience suggests experience have suggest that about 1/3 of the economic loss from the disease will be it will be direct cost from loss from the loss of life. The workplace closures and quarantine. There remain of two kinds and find quarantine remains 2/3 will be indirect reflection, indirect reflecting a a, re, a retreatment in consumer confidence and business behavior and a tightening in financial markets. You know what I'm saying? So we see where a lot of this thing is saying that. You know what I mean? Now he's trying to say the good news is that, the financial systems are more resilient or more resilient than resilient than you know very resilient before the global financial crisis. However, our biggest challenge right now is the handling of uncertainty. You see what I'm saying? So we have to look at that level. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime something like this takes place, and many have been running down that road, we have to be very careful, what I'm saying, as to how to respond to the members' level. You know what I mean? We have to understand that because many of these people control a lot of things that must be looked at as a whole. You know what I mean? So, we hearing a little bit of good news on that side, but, we still must keep our eyes sharp and pay attention to many things. You know what I mean? We cannot afford to lose our position based on other people telling us these things, because in the end, we're not going to be able to see, you know, this this happening until we see concrete proof. So we want to be able to see, you know, what's going on out here as we move. You know what I mean? We even looking at a situation where we was looking at someone was coming down on Biden, based on, a lot of things that he's doing, you know. Even on the border failure, we saw that, you know, and we see a lot of different things as to what he's doing. in its first 100 days, you know, jumping on different agendas. But to me, the transparency still remains the same. You know what I mean? A lot of people are uncertain and unclear about what they know and what they see. You know what I mean? So we have to start looking at all of that. You know what I mean? If we're going to be able to quell this, we have an election that might be coming around again. You know what I'm saying? And people needs to, look at this situation. You know, we have to look at this situation. Even things going on in the political process as if it's a political fight. You know, political fight for what? You know, even with the situation where they were saying that Trump was coming unhinged. It's the new talk I'm hearing going on out there. You know, that Trump is coming unhinged because when you look at the GOP in Arizona, on the GOP in the Arizona election, official called Trump unhinging for his repeat insane lies about the election. No, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. And one thing we have said, like I said before, he has a clarity that he has brought to the forefront in that clarity. You know what I'm saying? Arizona looking, I guess he's looking into the back recount of the presidential election in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? The Republicans, head of the count of the county election office in Arizona. You know, a state currently in the midst of a partisan recount of the 2020 presidential election. You know what I'm saying? Call former President Trump unhinged over over the weekend over his repeated false claim about about the votes. In the response to Trump, incorrect in the response to Trump incorrect insurrection that the entire voting database, of Mar Maricopa Maricopa County had been deleted. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Had been deleted. Now we're gonna still see a ledge on that one because we need to know that for facts and proof, and we need to see it on the table in front of everybody on TV. Had been deleted in the Midwest, in the midst of the recount. Maricopa County recorded Stefan Richard responds on his personal Twitter, account Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Wow, this is unhinged. I'm literally looking at our voting registration database on my other screen. Right now, Richard wrote, we can't indulge, we can't indulge these and insane lies any longer as a party, as a state, as a country. This is as readily, falsif- 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 falsifiable at 2 plus 2 equals 5 if we don't call this out. Yeah, because you cheated. What reason would you have to call something out and call it unhinged when there is a right? It's the same thing as if I was a boxer and there was something they saw in the fight that they were saying that I cheated. You know what I'm saying? When I know that, when they cheated me out of the fight. So I have to go back to the tapes and watch certain things and gather my evidence to show that he was cheating and he did some things that he was not supposed to do based on that investigation. Now, people could say, well, he got his ass, I got my ass whooped and I lost the fight. Yeah, I did, but I have a right to investigate to make sure there wasn't no foul play in the fight to begin with. You know what I mean? And Trump deserved that same accommodation without trickery and garbage. You know what I'm saying? So if he's going after every individual state to make sure everything was how it was supposed to be on the copacetic side, you know what I'm saying? He has a right to do so. You know what I'm saying? The audit under the Maricopa County came in the wake of the Trump surprising loss to Joe Biden. He didn't lose. They keep saying that. You have not proven that. That is still hearsay and alleged. Because we don't know if there was actually trickery. Normal people out here is not going to be able to get that evidence of truth unless they're doing some deep investigation and got an inside story on it. You know what I'm saying? So, in both counties, the Arizona overall, the Arizona overall, when we look at the county, Trump surprising loss to Joe Biden in both of the counties and in Arizona overall. This is what he's saying. The Republicans in the state Senate have since commissioned the audit to investigate the claims of fraud by former president and his supporters who have provided no evidence that any took place, but have insist that they could not have lost. That's not the point. That's not the point. We have to still look at this situation based on that because we seen it. And when you play the demon Democrat game and do all of that, hey, yeah, I had to check the kids because they be doing a bunch of stuff, screaming all the time, getting loud and loud about a minute. You know what I mean? So sometimes you have to check them. You know what I mean? I don't do it without it. The state has undergone 2 previous audits of the 2020 election, resulting in neither of which found any issues of concern. Both audits confirmed that Biden had won. That's a lie. I don't care what nobody's saying. That's a lie. Don't give me that garbage. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that garbage. Even evangelical leader Franklin Graham said Trump may be too old to run in 2024. You know what I'm saying? Guy does not eat well. Well, I tell you what, whether you eat well or not, you sure don't. You know what I mean? You probably sucking blood. You need to stop that and talking about other people, you know what I'm saying, as a religious so-called leader. I don't follow your garbage, but that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Richard isn't the only Arizona Republican to speak out against the state recount. Yeah, because you down with the demon Democrats and you was a part of the plan working from that side. I don't give a damn whether you are a regional Republican from the time you start or you bipartisan or crossing party lines. You working from both sides. You know what I'm saying? To keep the people confused and like we fighting against each other. And that bullshit. On Thursday, the Republican chairman on the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors issued a statement in which he blasted, you know what I'm saying, the private contractors hired to do a re-examine of the election results. Why are you blasting them if you have nothing to hide, punk? You know what I'm saying? The election result said they are in way over their head. No, you are in over your head. Not Trump and them, they know what they're doing. We have to clean it out. So why is you hiding anything at all is the question. Why are you making statements on Twitter is the question. Because you should make sure that everything has been fully investigated, all evidence put on the table, clearing you and vindicating you from this fraud. You know what I'm saying? The contractor hired by the Senate presidents are not auditors and they are not certified by the U.S. Election Association. Neither were neither was a lot of people who voted. They weren't even alive, probably. They were ghost votes. And even the people who worked for them inside the election places also probably was some crooked motherfucker Luciferian running around there. So don't come with that. You had every trick in the book flying, from chicken wing to hot sauce to butter hot top wings. You know what I'm saying? Don't come with the bullshit. Why are you so concerned about blocking this audit to begin with is the question. You know what I mean? And remains the question. Senate presidents or not, and like he said, you know what I'm saying? Senator presidents are not auditors, and they are not certified by the United States Election Assistance Commission. This is not funny. This is dangerous. How is it dangerous? That shit you pulled when y'all cheated the election and caused that insurrection to keep it moving on the bad shit you had already trumped up for 4 years. That was dangerous. You know what I'm saying? You caused riots and all kinds of shit to go on. That's dangerous. You probably caused people to get killed. And then you say that Trump did it. Talk about his dangerous. The chairman Jack Seller wrote in his statement, you know what I'm saying, adding that the claims that the claims that had filed had been deleted from the county server were not true. Yeah, you deleted more than that, sucker. I know you have, you know what I'm saying, know you have grown weary of the lies and the half truth 6 months after the 2020 general election, Seller added. Yeah, you're right, because you were cheating. Then, speaking to New York Times, you know what I'm saying, he's saying last week Arizona State Senate Paul Boyer, you know what I'm saying, who initially voted in the favor of the audit, now calls it ridiculous. Yeah, of course, he had to agree to disagree so he could play the role and work from both sides on some form of partisan level based on his crossover sellout behind. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It makes us look like idiots. Yeah, you. He told us, like, looking back, I didn't think it would be this ridiculous. It's embarrassing to be a state senator at this point. No, it's not. It's right for you to get your shit together so the next time we vote, whoever wins truly wins. That's what you should be working on instead of worrying about ridiculous and dangerous and you sorry to be one. What if you sorry to women? Get the hell out. We don't need you in the Republican Party, you soft-hearted joker. You know what I mean? Get the hell out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We looking at that. Even the situation that was going on with the Republicans when they removed Liz Cheney. She got to go. Bye. We need a strong party, and we don't need no sippy water sucker. You know what I'm saying? Despite Trump electoral college and the popular vote loss, because for 4 years you discredit every move the man can make. You know what I'm saying? You didn't do that to Obama. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a demon Democrat. So no matter what he did, he was justified. So don't come with that garbage. Because we see the garbage that's going on based on them running a Trapper John MD and accusing somebody of something, but they can't claim no true evidence to the people as a whole. You see what I'm saying? So we've got to pay attention to their bull rhetoric. You know what I'm saying? And we see that. You know what I mean? The popular vote loss, you know what I'm saying? The incitement of the attempt coup on the U.S. Capitol. You know what I'm saying? The U.S. Capitol coup was, to me, done by the deep state. I don't give a damn. And Antifa, Whoop, and all kinds of religious group coming all the way to the top, all the way to the cardinal and all that bullshit. You ain't fooling. We're black, you see. You tried real good, didn't you there, Connie? You know what I'm saying? You're carnal. You're right, you carnal. Yeah, you know what I mean? U.S. Capitol riots before leaving office, and the fact that none of his lies about the election have upheld in court. Yeah, because you run it, you fake ass sucker. You know what I mean? Because you run it. This is how you're able to get off this bullshit we going through right now. You know what I'm saying? So we don't want to hear that bullshit. Republican Party leadership has largely refrained from going against the former president. Yeah, because you know what he was doing, because a lot of his policies were actually working. And for the first time, we was having a strong base back again. You know what I'm saying? Instead, the party has worked to remove those who have spoken against him. Yeah, because you were a crook and you're a bipartisan class and nobody else crossing party lines, coming up in the Republican for years, sitting there marinating just like crazy ass Como. And then when you're ready to hatch the Luciferian plan, everybody and all the chess players are on the board in the right position. Don't give me that garbage. You've been planning this crap for years. Don't come with that, right, Cardi? Sending me them bullshit ass information. It's still alleged, punk. And take your picture that you sent to me and you know what you can do with it. I don't follow your bull. You stole and corrupted. And that garbage that I see is so Luciferian, I don't know what to say about it. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Instead, the party has worked to remove, you know what I'm saying, has worked to remove, spoken out against Trump, such as Wyoming Republican Liz Cheney. Yeah, because she crooked before she took it. She don't need to be in the Republican Party. We got the clean house. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? Liz Cheney, who last Wednesday was voted out. Thank goodness. Her position in the Republican leadership following the vote to impeach Trump after the riots. Yeah, she was down with the bullshit. She was making it look like, yeah, Republicans are down. You know what I'm saying? We so right, and just like the Democrats are telling you to send that, and just, you know, and we can send records, you know what I'm saying? And even the Republicans agree with the Democrats that Trump is crazy, and, you know, all that bullshit. Speaking with reporters, you know, immediately after the oust as House representative, you know, number 3 Republican, Cheney told the reporters her party must go forward based on the truth. That I agree with you, Crook. We cannot both embrace a big lie about the election. No lie, you lie, Cheney. You know what I'm saying? And embarrass the Constitution. No, you did that. You did embarrass the Constitution, and you should be ashamed of yourself to call yourself a Republican. You need to do like Michael Jackson and beat it. You know what I'm saying? And beat it. You know what I'm saying? The nation needs a strong Republican Party. The nation needs a party that is based upon fundamentals. Well, you need to start acting like it. You know what I'm saying? The principles of conservatism. You know what I'm saying? And I am committed and decided to um, decided to ensure that's how this party goes forward, and I plan to lead the fight to do that. Yeah, you do that, but do it out of the Republican Party. We don't need you there. You know what I'm saying? You're full of doo-doo. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact. Even when the GOP election official blasted the unhinged Trump in saying lies. Well, if they're lies, you have a right to investigate that matter in Arizona, and he needs to go through all them books that you've been hiding. You know what I mean? We don't want to hear that. We need a clear, because it's the integrity and the dignity of even being a voter to be able to vote in this election, and your vote truly counts. Now, if you vote Demon Democrat, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I vote on the conservative side of the grand old party. You know what I'm saying? So that's your choice. And if Trump loses, he loses. You know what I mean? And that he has to accept. But he has a right to be able to run again if he chooses. He doesn't need to be bombarded by people like people inside the Republican Party talking garbage. You know what I'm saying? Because we see this all over the world. It's been going on for years. They have been doing a bunch of wicked, beastly things for years on this planet. You know what I'm saying? And think that nobody knows. But we see, you know what I'm saying? So, this is Point Black coming on in with another hot heat from the street. You know what I'm saying? The facts crack the backs, you know what I'm saying? And the float